Hey there, YouTube. So this is what I've got so far. As I explained in my last video, I got the two motors hooked up and I still haven't gotten the Z, but that's what I'm working on now. This plate you see right here, this plate has to be squared off, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm milling out the top. And what I did is I wrote a code in Mach 3, just a simple text file on Notepad, and ended it with the TAP extension so Mach could read it. And it's a very simple code. It just goes back and forth for a complete circle, basically, with about a 75% overlap. So yeah, let me show you how the program works. It's actually pretty cool. Let's take this off. We'll start. I have it going at a little over 1,000 RPMs. Well, there you go, 1066. So all I got to do is come over here. I could use my mouse and I could click on the start here, or I can just simply press the control keys of alternate R on the keyboard. That would be this guy here and R. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put up an M30 code, so I'm going to pause this and come right back after I edit the code. Alright, I got the G code re-edited. You can see there's an M30, and the M30 will cause the machine to reverse or rewind the program, so all I got to do is click on the start again when I adjust my depth here to a deeper cut. Alright, so this time I'm just going to use the mouse. A lot easier. Hit start. It's not cutting because I didn't actually adjust the depth on this thing, so that's okay. I'll let it do its complete cycle and then I'll readjust it. Go here from the side view where you can see it easier. See, the motor stopped running and then it recycles all the way back to the beginning. So all I gotta do is click on that start again after I adjust my depth. Whoops, sorry about that. Depth gauge right there. I'll shut this off real quick and just show you what I do, because once I get the top of one side done and faced off properly, I clean this off really good. You know, just get as much chips as I can with the brush off. And I take a towel, make sure there's nothing on it, shake it out really good. And I give it a good wipe, just to make sure I'm getting all the chips off of that side of the bed. Then I have this machinist square. I clean the bottom off with the towel and also the sides. And I just put it up there like this. Now, you got to remember though, these mills, they leave a little burr over here, and I can feel that burr right there. So you got to knock that off with a file before you reset this up. So that way you get an accurate measurement. And I just butt this right up against there like that. And then I clamp it down. You can use a clamping kit if you want to use that to do that, but that's too much trouble for me, so I do it the quick way. I just use a regular wood clamp. And I put that under here like so, and I clamp it down to the table, And I know that this edge is up against this part of the metal. And then all I got to do is just move my table out in this direction far enough to where I can get this part out of here. Then I flip it over after I deburr all the edges. And I flip it over, and then I make sure that it is butt up against here. And sometimes what I do is I'll take another clamp and just clamp this to the parallel like that once I get it in there. I don't let this part bottom out on the vise, because this is a used vise, and I believe that the bottom on the left side of this vise versus the right side is off by 1/1000, a little bit more than 1/1000. So I don't like that, because it gives me kind of a shifting action like this. You know, it drops down so I don't get an even parallel cut. So I will take the part and I will actually elevate it, clamp it to there, and then I clamp the vise down. And then I double check it. I put a piece of white paper behind here, or a light, to make sure I really can't see much light. Then I remove the square, and then that's it. I just start milling off the top of this until I get a nice even cut all the way across, and that it doesn't leave any of the old material behind on either end. So I do that to this side, then I'll turn it around counterclockwise and do the same thing, counterclockwise, do the same thing, take the whole part out and check 90 degrees on all corners with the machinist square. And that's pretty much it. Then the only other operation is going to be to layer down this way and then start my hole drilling operation. I might face this off a little bit, because this is supposed to be a 1/2 inch thick, according to the plans that Haas has on his website or on his DVD that I purchased. So I might have to face that off, but I gotta remember that my configuration is a little bit different than his. I'm not using the Oldham couplers, I'm using the Lovejoy couplers, and they are a different dimension. They're a little thicker this way, and the Oldham couplers are a little skinnier, a little thinner this way. So I have to make the adjustments on this based on my configuration, what works to fit my mortar to this, to the screw that's underneath this cap. Well, that's all for now. As soon as I get more of this machine and get it ready and get it installed up there, I'll show the other video with all 3 motors hooked up, as you can see. And then we'll do another video and we'll cut some chips. Until next time, take it easy, and see you on the rebound.